said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see how we're doing. I'm just going to listen here for a second.
Can they hear us is the question.
They can.
They can hear us. We love when that happens.
And wow.
And what? What's the matter?
Look at it. It looks like our TV is falling off the wall. So this is our camera's issue, not us. The TV is not falling off the wall, I promise you. Yeah.
It is what it is, Coach.
It is what it
for
is.
the
Content. Yeah. Pay
Don't-
no attention to
that
the
TV of us.
screen. Yeah. Welcome to Sofa Sundays. I am Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns, and this is Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu. I love that I can
You're
say your
so
last
amazing.
name now.
You're so amazing.
She's been married over a year now. It took me over 2
2 years? Is it
No,
This
this
is 2 years.
April.
Yes, that's
This
right.
April's 2 years, and it's taken
You're
me
just
that
running
long.
ahead.
It's taken me probably a year to. No, I did it pretty
No,
good.
you
I
did
think
right.
I learned within a couple of
You
months.
did really well. You
Yeah.
did. You
It
did.
does take a minute. It does take a minute. What really was fascinating to me was how well AI did it when the beginning thing happened. Yeah, AI was really good at that. I was like, okay, if AI can do it, I can do it.
You can do it, Jeannie.
Exactly.
We believe in you.
There we go.
So you want to pray us in? Is it you?
I will pray us
All right.
in, since I wasn't here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You weren't here. You left.
I
Oh, yeah.
guess I'll use our microphone
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
I forget about these things. So, in this blessed day, this first day of February, this blessing of the beginning of a new month, a new moon, and a new breath in each moment. Knowing that the divine is in, as, and through each of us. That love is in, as, and through each of us. And that in this moment, there is only love. There is only this moment, and there is only love. And as we breathe that in and know, I speak my word, knowing that the law is activated, that the law is creative, that the law blesses this time, knowing that together we hear and receive, as well as speak what is needed for each and every one of us. I know this and I claim this. I also send blessings to leaders and teachers of all faiths everywhere, knowing that they are blessed, that they are guided, guarded, and protected. I send blessings to our cities, our states, our country, and to all the leaders that are open to receive the divine light that is available to each and every one of us, because that is who we are. And as we are open to receive that, it comes in and operates as us. We are always in. It is never separated from us. It is only an illusion that we have, that we are no longer part of. This belonging is for everyone. And for this, I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this time. I am grateful for this blessing. And I know that it is already done in the divine mind. So this, I say, thank you, God, thank you, life, thank you, universe. And I let it go, and I call it good. And together we say.
And so it is.
Wonderful. Thank you. I missed you.
I missed you guys. Where was I last week? Oh, that's right. I forgot that I am so busy sometimes that I forget where I go and what I do. Isn't that lovely?
That is-
Isn't that
yes.
lovely
Yes.
to be so enamored with your life that I was just on to the next thing? This is why the universe sits me down.
Oh.
This is why, True. Because I
Just
do
figuring
too
it out.
much. Yeah, I'm figuring it out as we're sitting here. So
Right.
I was discussing with Mr. Davis how I'm having some plantar fasciitis in my right foot because and then yesterday I volunteered at the Asian festival, and I wore a pair of shoes that were not very supportive. So yesterday I had no pain. I have pain today because of the shoes I was wearing. And the way I walk when the heel hurts has caused pain in my left leg. So I have this weird gait again. And I was like, for the last 5 years, the universe has told me, sit your butt down. I mean, I don't know what other thing about that is. And so we were talking about that. But part of that really is that a lot of times I overbook and I do so much because there's so much good to do,
Right. Right.
and sometimes I forget to rest. That is truly
Yes.
what I am seeing here, is that I just want it all.
Mhm.
I want it all, and I love it all. So last week I was at the Dream Builder Live conference, which is part of Brave Thinking Institute, which is a Mary Morrissey conference.
Mhm.
And the last time I went was 11 years ago, and I forgot how long the days are.
Mm.
They're 12-hour days.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Mhm.
And what I will say to that, though, is that her daughter, Jennifer Jimenez, she does these energy breaks. And so she has this thing called Transcendance. So that's her, trademark. So you can find her on YouTube. It's awesome. But that's what she would do, is get us to get up and move and breathe and do.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. But that was last weekend's event. And that was starting Thursday night through Sunday. It was quite the experience. Yes.
Yeah, and you're still walking at least.
Yes. And I had some moments there when my, foot falls. I was just one of those things where I was just about to say, it's so amazing that my foot doesn't hurt. And then I pushed it a wrong way as I was going down a step, and there it went. And I was like, oh, okay.
Ow.
So, ouch. Yeah.
Yes.
It happens. So learning to be kinder to my body.
Right. Well, and we need these bodies to get us around and do things we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it does lend itself to try to find out, what are you trying to say?
Mhm.
What do you need, so that I can give it to you, so you can let me still do the things I want to
Right.
do.
Right.
And that's my big message lately to myself, is the sleep has been like, I've been hyper aware of the amount of sleep I get every night, because I obviously, for all of us, there's nobody who can escape this. They try to say, oh, I don't need that much sleep. Like, whatever. We all need a lot of sleep,
Yeah.
especially those of us
For
who are
repairing.
busy, right? And if you want to grow tall, and if you want to
Mhm.
heal, and if you want to be able to have the energy the next day and not need to eat candy and other things to get yourself through the day, the sleep it changes the whole next day if I've gotten the right amount of sleep. So I've been monitoring that for months now, and it's been a major priority for me to do that. They even say somebody, like people with sleep apnea who finally get that fixed, within the first, I don't know how long it takes, but they start to look 10 years younger,
Mm.
because their skin, their face, everything starts to change.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm still trying to figure out if it's helping at all.
Oh,
Well,
I've heard
it might take a minute. There you go.
and consistently, but
And
yeah, I've heard so.
So here's something. It's so amazing that you brought that up. Recently at my job, I'm also on the safety committee. And one of the things that they brought up was that lack of sleep is equal to intoxication as far as your mental clarity goes. And
Functionality.
yes, and that you wouldn't allow an employee to drive a vehicle or a golf cart if they were inebriated, but lack of sleep will let them do it. So that was actually one of the things that I brought up in my presentation was about lack of sleep. We need to make sure we have enough
Getting
sleep.
rest, you know?
Yes,
When your employees or whoever says they need a break, they need rest, believe them, let them have it.
yes.
They'll be so much better when they come back anyway. But when we keep pushing and pushing through, you know this, Ann, with HR stuff, like that causes mental issues, mental health issues,
Behavioral issues.
behavioral
Oh,
issues.
absolutely.
Not even just the performance of the job, but all of these other things that cause problems with the performance. So, yeah, I think when we look at this topic for today, which is love is the heartbeat of my life, give some love to your body, people. Give some love
Absolutely.
to yourself and ask your body, like, what are you needing from me?
Right,
You know, more nutrients, more sleep, more water, more whatever it is.
right.
Because this
And
is our
less.
vehicle to,
And less, right? It's like, what do you need from me? So more sleep and less pushing and less
yes,
doing in a way that runs us dry.
yeah.
You know, good morning, Evie.
Good morning, Evie.
She's online. She said we're speaking directly to her. She's having both of those issues, sleep
There it
and
is.
plantar fasciitis.
Yes,
So
oh
of course
goodness.
you are.
Oh goodness.
Of course you are, because we speak to our people.
We don't even
right?
know what we're gonna say up here, and it just
Exactly.
winds up being the topic.
Right? Yeah.
That's how you know spirit moves.
Right.
Moves you is
Is that
moves us, moves you, moves what is that? If you let it flow,
that's what comes up.
spirit
And
knows.
I have I've been talking about us over last weekend, obviously.
Oh, my nose
Um,
wasn't itching.
No,
Darn it.
I was giving out business cards and our little
Nice.
card things because I always carry them with me. As well as we found the labyrinth coins from the labyrinth
Oh, yeah.
experience. So I was giving out labyrinth coins too and talking about what the labyrinth is.
Hey, they don't get one of those unless they've done the labyrinth with
Well,
you. They have to
you know.
earn that.
I like to bring up the meditative
All right.
respect
Mhm.
that of the labyrinth earns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both whether you do a finger labyrinth or a
Right.
walking labyrinth.
Mhm.
So I really enjoy that. One of the things here when we're talking about love is the heartbeat of my life, I've been thinking a lot about, well, and I don't know who hasn't, the world experience recently.
No.
I last weekend was in a vibration of 800 plus people vibrating at this high frequency, and it was just amazing. I mean, I could feel it, on my skin and inside me. And so it wasn't until like maybe mid-Sunday that I was aware of what had happened over the weekend, and my heart was so broken, from that experience. And that's why I wanted to really touch on love being the heartbeat of our life, because it can be very hard in this day and age when we're watching people being shot by our government, that this can be a hard experience to be like, have love. That is we are labeling and othering people. And when we do that, we cut off the spirit of love. And trust me, I understand and working hard not to label an other. That is such a difficult thing. But I feel as a spiritual leader that is important for me to bring that up, because I know people look to us as, what are we supposed to do?
Right.
What are we supposed to do when this is happening? The whole city of Minneapolis has been put up for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
The first time a city's been put up because of their ability to stand.
What city?
Minneapolis.
Oh.
For to be, to win the Nobel Peace Prize. This is so important to react with love, to react with peace. In a time period where anger seems not only
Appropriate.
appropriate, but
that time.
justified and stuff.
But
So,
yeah, what does that create more? of?
Right.
That's the concern as spiritual leaders that we have is that yes, anger is warranted. Of course, revenge, all kinds of things, all of that's warranted. But what does that create?
it creates a dehumanization and othering of people. No matter what side of the arena you are on, when you other, you create a division, and there is no division in the divine. There is no division in God. We are one.
Yeah.
So, and looking at these agents who have done this, we are looking at what would be like the most horrible thing in life, taking another human's life, right? We are looking at this aspect of a person and saying, this is who you are. I hope to never be judged by the worst thing I've ever done.
Right, me too.
Right? So I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that what they did was right.
Mm.
I am just saying to remember not to dehumanize them as well.
Right.
Right,
And
that-
they're just the same.
Right. Then we're living in that division. And this is so hard for me. This is so hard for me to see them in God's eyes, in the light of unity that we all are. So I invite us all to, one, understand we're all human, and that could be a difficult thing to accept, that these are human beings that for whatever reason have made really bad choices, really, really bad choices that have created horrendous harm. But they're still human beings, and they're still part of the divine. So I have a few things to help love reset us.
Okay.
So if you notice the headline and the comment and your labeling and everything I just talked about, say about that, you are more than the worst thing you ever did. So knowing that person is more than that worst thing that they ever did can help us, right? Because this isn't about them. This is about us and our heart and our ability to be soft.
Well, and our contribution to the
Right.
collective, to
To
the
the-
ripple effect,
Right. To that
Right.
field of possibility. Let's not cut ourselves off.
or add to what we don't want
Right.
to be creating more of.
So that's a hard one.
That's
It's a very hard practice. Here's where spirituality in practice, in motion becomes a necessity, right? Because this isn't all butterflies and puppy dogs and rainbows, people.
Because it takes that intelligence, that spiritual intelligence, to be able to say to yourself, okay, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I want to do and how I would like to react. But what do I want the outcome to be? What
Right.
do I want to see more of in the world? What do I want to not be seeing?
What's the result you want to
What's the
produce
re-
with this action?
Yes.
Anne says, what's the result you want to produce with this action? When you have spiritual intelligence, you are able to stand in all of those negative feelings and responses that you might normally have just knee-jerked
Mhm.
done
Mhm.
and say to yourself, but what is the outcome I want to receive here?
Exactly. And so what I want to invite Sofa Sundays residents of the Phoenix area and, those that can get to this area is next Sunday. And I've already posted this on the Sofa Sundays Facebook group. next Sunday, the translator for the Dalai Lama, so this is the Dalai Lama's right hand, will be speaking in Mesa at a private event. So you must register because it is limited to the 100 people. And he is speaking about this, about anger and compassion. So I wanted to just give an invite out there. There is more information on our Facebook group page about this event. And if this resonates with you, what we're speaking about with this love and the anger over what is happening in our world today, I invite you to make that effort to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that too.
Uh-huh.
You know, to
And you said he's only doing that because the Dalai Lama can no longer travel.
right.
So this is how the Dalai Lama still sends his messages out
Yes.
through him, which is
Yes,
wonderful.
it really is, and this is like he's doing this globally. Actually, I know that he was in New York a week ago. He was in New York, so I know that these are limited experiences. So, and we are just so blessed because a few of our friends from the Tibetan monks, you know, have connections.
And I feel like you're wearing their
I
colors
am.
today.
I am wearing their colors today. Well, you know, Chinese New Year is coming up February 17th, and I was
We're ready.
just at the Asian Festival yesterday, volunteering. And you know, how does this blonde 6-foot woman wind up being a volunteer at the Asian Festival?
Oh Lord, that's a
Well,
whole story.
It's because of
Just
the
kidding.
it's because of the
Just kidding.
Tibetan monks, right?
Right.
I met so many wonderful people during their time here and went to all the events. And Winnie Ko, who is the founder of the Asian Festival in Mesa, she has become a friend of mine, and she asked me if I'd like to participate, and I said sure, because I say yes, that's what I do. And so yeah, it was just such an amazing experience to be part of that. And the food, yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness.
yeah, it was so good. So that's how I got there, you know, and I'm so excited just having the opportunity with the, you know, the monks throughout this time period, since we're on the opposite coast of where they're walking.
Right.
But we do know and have that experience of those gentle souls who have, you know, they bless the area that we're sitting in right now.
Yes.
And I hope,
That was so beautiful.
yeah, and I hope to have them back this year as
Yes,
well.
yeah.
So
Anytime they want to be
Absolutely.
here. Yes.
that's the thing that when we find out, you have like maybe a week's notice or 2 weeks notice. So
Yeah.
just to let you know, it's not that we forgot. It's just that you don't get a whole lot of notice. They'll be here, and
And then
this
they
is
try to place them wherever.
wherever they
put them.
can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's quite an incredible experience.
It is. And that is just, you know, the Peace Walk, just that experience of watching that for no other reason. They are walking for peace. For no other reason, right? Like, so they're bringing that meditative experience to the world's consciousness. And that's what each of us are asked to do in whatever way we can,
Right.
to add to the field and to subtract what we do not wish to have in
Right.
there.
Right. Right. And that's love is the heartbeat of my life. That's the epitome of that. Right.
Absolutely.
They allowed love to be the heartbeat of their life, and so they're walking for peace. They're out there doing what they were called to do. You know, I mean, I wasn't called to do that.
Thank God I wasn't called to do
Oh
that.
my
These
gosh.
feet are killing me.
But so it's not, we all have our own unique path, our own unique way of allowing spirit to move through us, to be that love through us, to be the peace through us. We are that already. We just need to allow that to be. So yes, you're going to have human feelings and emotions about things that are going on. And at the same time, you are a spiritual being just having a human experience. So what do you want to do about it? How do you want to respond to it? What do you want that outcome to be? And then move from there. Move the way, what's that Rumi? Move the way love makes you move.
Mhm.
Don't move the way fear makes you move, or anger makes you move, or
Right.
hatred makes you move. Move the way love makes you move. But again, that's a spiritual intelligence. That's a practice. I would like to say every day, but actually right now it's about every second of every day.
Right.
It's a constant bombardment of the stuff that's going on out there. It's a constant reset and recognition of, okay, so if I want to move the way love makes me move, what do I do now?
Right.
What do I do now? Constantly, because there's so much, it appears, there's so much against that. But honestly, there's so many of us putting love out there, smiling at each other, helping each other. There's so many of us doing that too. We just don't get the news. We don't get to be in the news when we're doing it.
Mhm.
So you're not alone. We're not alone. There's a lot of us out here working every day to change the collective, to change the
Right.
vibration of the collective and bring us all higher.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing. So yeah, it's
No,
there too.
And one of the ways we can do that, just individually and collectively, is heart-mind coherence. Right.
The one I did that last Sunday on the sofa.
Mhm.
So that's a,
Yeah, it's absolutely one of the best ways to bring yourself, your family, your group, whatever it might be. So we're going to take a few. Let's do it again.
we're going to do it again. Love it.
Yeah, let's
Love
do
it.
it again. So,
Good. You can leave it because I had to leave it.
Yeah,
I like
so-
someone else.
we're going to take a moment and put our hand on our heart. And what I'm going to ask from you is to breathe in for 4 and let go for 6 or more if you can. Letting the air out longer than what we take in helps our bodies regulate. So let's start with the breathe in of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you're breathing in, just bring to mind someone, something, a situation that brings gratitude, compassion, love. For me, it's always remembering my now 13-year-old grandson when he was just about 3, running from the part of the plane and seeing me and just wrapping his arms around my neck going, yeah, I missed you. That brings such compassion and love and gratitude. Knowing this breathing in and out, that at any moment you feel dysregulated, that you can just do this to bring you into the field of coherence. So just bring yourself back out quietly, knowing here we are. And it's like, what a difference in our bodies this makes. I can feel that difference in my heartbeat, in my breath, Like even in my talking, I feel the lowering of my voice, of my cadence, you know. And then this here is how we're going to change the world. You know, one heartbeat, one breath at a time.
It's such a powerful practice, and it can be done in 5 minutes. So normally you can hold that space of compassion, gratitude, and love. You can hold that for, set your timer, hold it for 3 to 5 minutes, and just be with that. And it could just be self-regulating. If you just need to step away, like, ooh, I'm getting a little triggered. I'm going to step away and do this, and I'll be back. I'll come back to whatever. Or it could be for what's my next move here? What am I supposed to do about this? How am I supposed to show up? And you can ask those questions and then start with the breathing, like Jeannie, and then go to the holding that space of compassion, love, and gratitude, and then come out of it. And when you come out of it, you oftentimes already have that answer. And it can also come to you throughout the day or whatever, but it brings everything in sync so that the answer can find you and you know what the next right move is. It's such a great practice for so many reasons that I highly recommend watching we did it last Sunday, we have it this Sunday, so keeping one of them and remembering to pull it up until it becomes a practice that you just have on your own. Because I've done it many times. Almost all of us have 5 minutes. And we can do that. We can get into it real quick, hold it for 3, and then we're out back into whatever we've got to do. But it does change everything.
Absolutely. But I will say, even if you don't have 5 minutes, right?
Whatever you
Give
got.
it a minute.
Whatever you got.
Run to the bathroom stall. Whatever you can to get yourself back in. I highly recommend that. Because I know that, like you said, about triggers, right? And that can be world triggers or life triggers, or like, it happens sometimes, like you stub your toe in the morning and then, you get grouchy about it, and then the next thing happens and
The whole day.
Right, the whole day goes to hell in a handbasket. So, just take that time. Give yourself that breath, right? It's one of the things that is natural and we can control, right? Like you have the ability to control your breath.
Right.
And that is life. So, focus. Give yourself that gift.
It is definitely a gift. Definitely a gift. And a lot of these things that we talk about on the sofa are spiritual practices to have in place when you need them. So the best thing to do is to be practicing them now.
Right.
On the daily, or on the weekly, whatever. If you only practice it on Sundays with us, that's fine. But have it in your toolbox for when you need it. And by using these things, practicing them, that's how they'll be there when you need to show up. So when you need a reminder that love is the heartbeat of my life and everything else around here doesn't reflect that to you, right? These are the practices that help you get back into alignment where you go, oh no, yeah, it is. And what's my next move from here?
Right.
From this knowing, not from all this other stuff that's out here. It's beginning within me. What's my next move? Because with love being the heartbeat of my life. And those answers will come.
And some of those answers are like, I'm going to scroll by when I see something on social media I don't like. It's not going to be to engage with people whose minds you're not going to change and who are going to bring more hatred to your world, right? Scroll on by. Like that's a thing. If you need to get rid of them, then do so. Social media is what do you call it? Is a place where you have voluntary, ability. You don't need to have that in your life. You can remove that.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to see everything. I I have people from all walks, all divisions, right? And there are people that I'm like, God bless you, scrolling by. You know, like what you represent is not what I represent. There are some people that it is so much that I've had to remove them from my feed because I just can't. You know, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want that energy in my face at all. You know, so I know in the real world, in real life, you can't always scroll on by people or remove them, but there you can. Scroll on by. You know, like, I mean, you know, make a choice for you, for your peace. Because I am such a social media person. I have them all, right? That's a me. I love it. But what I don't invite in is anything that's going to destroy my peace, right? That I highly recommend that you clear that for yourself.
Well, and just like the algorithm on Instagram or any of these things, whatever you're looking at, they go, oh, you like that? Well, let me send you some more.
Right.
Let me send you more of that since you looked at that.
It's a little like the universe.
So
Let me send you more of that.
And what are you focusing on? If you're focusing on how awful people are, then guess what the universe does? Oh, you like that. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like that. I said I don't like that. Yeah, but you're focused on it. The universe doesn't hear whether I like it or not. The universe says you focused on it. I'm going to send you more of that.
Right. And the algorithm does too.
The algorithm does too. So be very careful what you're focusing on.
I started looking at new glasses, and
Oh,
now
and
all
now
I
you
get
know.
is all the new
And
glasses.
now you know
right?
they're all coming.
You know, yeah. So it really is whatever it is that you focus on, then you will
Right.
receive more of, and
Because it's all there,
it's all there.
right? All of these different kinds of people, these different kinds of ads, these different whatever, it's already out there. It's not like
Right.
you created
You're
it.
not-
You're not
yeah.
creating it.
Right. It's already there.
It's already out there. You're just tuning into it.
Right.
So the algorithm says if you look at this for more than a second or two or whatever, then it's going to start sending you that.
Mhm.
And it's the same thing in this world. So whatever you are, that's what like in business they always say, whatever you measure grows. So if you're measuring your money or measuring the impact of something, then those are the things that start to work better in the business, right? It's the same thing in life, whether it's the positive or the negative stuff.
Right.
So that's what you have to be careful about.
Right. The universe isn't
Just says,
judging that for
No,
you. That's up to
no,
you to judge.
you do that part. Yeah, the universe
You
just
judge
says, yes,
that part.
yeah, so she likes that. Let's give her more of that. Yeah. So so definitely love being the heartbeat of my life is something that I know is the truth. But do I always act from that truth? Do I always have awareness of that truth? It's very easy to get disconnected from that truth and respond from what's happening on the outside.
Right.
So easy for me to do that. And luckily I have the practices I do because it doesn't take me very long where I go, oh, that's not how I wanted to do that.
And that's
That's
the
not what I want to
amazing
be
thing.
doing.
Like we talk about that all the time, you know, the begin within, the practices. That, you know, your practices are going to be, currently, and are going to be so important in this coming time frame.
Oh, yeah.
Because regulation of ourselves, of our body, of our love affects others. This is part of the belonging, right? We don't want to isolate from others. We need each other. We need to support each other. We need to protect each other.
Yeah.
You know, the people that have recently lost their lives were protecting others. You know, they weren't, you know, this is part of the belonging. This is who we need to be. So these practices aren't about shutting out and being angry. These are about knowing who we are as humans and the feelings that we have, and embodying our love as the heartbeat of our life, and embracing and engaging where we can, when we feel safe and able. You know, I don't want to forget that part, because safety is very important for all of us.
Yes.
You know, you need to be safe inside yourself, whether that means physically safe, emotionally safe, spiritually safe in this belonging, and to help others feel that as well.
I agree. And another thing I would say about that is, things don't always, I mean, I don't know when they do. Things don't happen overnight. Shift and change. So you may be seeing something going on and you're like, I'm showing up like I should and I'm doing all my things and I'm praying. And it's just not changing. Some of this stuff doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't mean that then you go, oh, it's not working or didn't,
Right.
and then you, hold the line. I can see no other way. I really believe that the more of us that hold that space of love, it gives those who are confused about it the opportunity to then shift themselves. And sometimes that takes time. Sometimes that takes a long time. And I know Anne's recently gone through, because it keeps coming in my head. I don't know if you're thinking of it, but it's coming in my head. A whole year of holding that space, being the better person, holding the line, even though at any moment it was very warranted to be very angry and vindictive and, I'll get you back and whatever. You could have done many things. But instead chose
Right.
to come from love and seeing maybe if I were on that other point of view, what would I be doing? What straws would I be grasping if I were on the other side of it? So it's very much, Spirit has its own timing. The universe has its own timing.
Well, that's because time's a construct and
It
everything's
is.
happening
It is.
as we are.
And true.
And true, we got a low battery signal on.
He'll take it.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everything's happening regardless, right? It's all happening in the here, the now, the present, the future, the past, right? That's in the advanced consciousness studies with Dr. James right now. And that's one of the things that we're talking about in Quantum Revelation by Paul Levy is that time just is, right? Like it's not this linear thing. Everything's happening all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. That movie was awesome.
Crazy but
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. So we can change the past, the present, the future by how we're looking at it
Yes.
and this aspect of it. So I invite you to open up to this, and yes, Anne's example of the waiting the year for something that should not have, I think that's the biggest thing.
Should not
right?
have taken a year.
Should not have even occurred
Right.
in the way that it did,
Thank
right?
you.
So
A
there's
whole
the thing,
year.
right? We should, when we're looking at things and we're like, oh my goodness, why is this
And the
happening?
injustice of it.
And the injustice
Like,
of
come
it.
on.
There's no way.
See, we're mad about it.
Yeah.
I'm mad about
Yeah.
it still. No.
Yeah.
But for real.
But exactly, the injustice of something, the time that it took in our world,
Mhm.
Our world.
aspect. Now the year out, and
And it's finally
And it's-
resolved.
resolved in the way it should have been 365 days ago. That took a lot, and it took practice,
Oh,
and it took mindfulness. And was our friend always at that level? No, she was not. I love you, but I know, right? Like sometimes that, and you're human, and there are emotions, and it was part of her heart.
right.
Actually,
They're trying to pull her heart
it
out.
was 98% of her
Right.
heart. So when we're talking about something along those lines that is so much who we are, and something comes in and says, you cannot, we will not, and we're going to take away, man,
I know.
you have got to be solid in who you are in the divine.
Mhm.
You have got to know and ground it in
And have your
own-
tribe ready to go, because
Right.
your tribe helped hold that
Hold it
in
for
place
sure.
too.
And that's
Right.
one of the things the Science of Mind textbook talks about. Like, if you do not have faith when you need it, did you ever have it? Because it's easy
Oh,
when the money's flowing
Right.
and the jobs are coming and everything's good and
Right.
your legs work properly. It is good. But when all that other stuff starts happening, can you say that this is for me? That I know I am guided, guarded, and protected, and that my faith brings me through. And if you can, then you just take that deep breath and you move and you accept. And like I was talking to Amy this morning, and it's like, it's all good in the end. And if it's not good yet, it's not the end. That's
right.
just how it is. And
And-
sometimes we go through this dark
And
night.
sometimes we get there first.
Mm.
The things I've learned in my life is that there have been times in my life where I got there first. And I know that some people laugh at that because I can be late. I can run a little bit late. So it's weird. The one time I saw that clear as a bell, that I had arrived first. And I was ready. What's the problem? What's the holdup? What are you doing? What's going on? Why isn't this working out? And I'm praying about it. God, why isn't this working out? Why isn't it? I've got everything I need. I have the money. I've got the plan. I got the this, the that. The skills. What's the problem? I don't understand. Why isn't? And I got in this whole place. And then when it finally worked out and the other person showed up, I saw it clear as day. Like, oh my gosh, I was first. I was actually early. And they needed more time to come around to the same place where I was.
Mhm.
They actually needed someone else to put it in their ear for them to think about it, to then even come to the table
Right.
to talk about the deal with me. I didn't even know that was all going on. I didn't know how it was going to work out. I just didn't understand why I showed up with everything ready to go and why couldn't I figure this out? Well, because it involved other people and I was early. So sometimes things are happening and you have all this realization and you've done all the work and you know the way it should go and you're just early in it takes other people time. But if you can hold that space, I really believe that when we hold that space, if we believe we're all one, then it's a loving thing to do, to hold the space, even if you deem somebody else your nemesis or your enemy or
Right.
the opposite of what you want. You're holding your space for them, us, we're all one, right? I
Right.
really understand that. For them to come into that same place of understanding. Because unless there's something else, unless there's like a mental illness or something, most
True.
human beings,
True.
when people hold an unconditionally loving boundary, even if they fight against it, even if they flail and run around and do all kinds of crazy stuff, at some point, if they hold it, they go, well, shoot, must be me then.
Right.
And then it starts to go, they start to figure stuff out, but that takes time.
Sure.
So go ahead, Ann.
Yeah, sometimes there's nothing to hook on to. When you're being in a clear space, there's nothing for the hooks and loops of the negativity. What I wanted to comment on is I really appreciate, I hear the acknowledgement from both of you. And just to underscore what you said, I mean, what had me get through that year, well, year 2 of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My tribe was always there, always reminding me to take the high road, which is what I really wanted to do because that felt better to me. I couldn't live in the anger.
Right.
It was eating up my health.
Yeah.
And so just saying, okay, I'm going to be who I am, and sometimes that's acerbic, sometimes that's direct, but I'm going to be who I am, who comes from love. And it's just, I mean, it's interesting the way the whole thing evolved. And what finally happened was they discovered they didn't really have a leg to stand on, which we all knew a year ago.
Mhm.
But for me, just knowing that there was, I told my daughter, you have no idea how many people are praying for you.
Right.
And just having that comfort and knowing that those moments when I just couldn't stand it happening anymore, I just couldn't take another day. All I had to do was reach out. All I had to do was send out a text, and I got boom, immediate support and love specific to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
Well, because we
Grateful.
love you
grateful,
and
grateful.
Yeah.
that's the benefit of having a tribe that, you give into so that when you need to receive, you can.
Mhm.
and you feel okay to do that because you're developed that tribe. We talk about this a lot. It's so important to have a tribe. And one of the reasons why we built this community so that we can have this, you know. But yeah, love is the heartbeat of my life, of all of our lives, even the lives of those that you wouldn't agree. They just either don't know it yet or they're not acting from it. They've forgotten. They don't know the way. But somebody has to hold that.
Right.
Somebody has to hold that.
One of the things that this morning that came to me was that love does not need to be loud to be revolutionary, right? These are things that we can do independently to create that field of consciousness of love. So if your thing is, I don't know what I can do, I'm not going there, I don't live there, that's not my gig, whatever the case may be, you know, you can make eye contact with another human and smile. This brings love, this brings light, this brings joy into the field of consciousness. You know, hold the door open, right? The pass it on thing, we talked about this. I remember after 9/11, the palpable consciousness of love for every American, for each individual. Like, we realized the oneness and the unity. Let's bring that.
Yes.
Let's bring that to this world situation currently. Let's remember who we are. Because who we are is love. That is truly who we are, each and every one of us. And those who don't act that way have just forgotten.
Yeah. And maybe just never been told.
True.
They
True.
maybe never even got the message.
Yeah.
Right? They don't even know. Doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
It is. They're just not allowing. So you may be the only message they'll receive. Just like our song, you know, you may be the only beacon for some people. And that's a big calling all by itself. It doesn't have to be that you go anywhere and you hold up a sign, you do it. It's a big deal to just be the beacon for one person, let alone the ripple effect of that one person.
Right.
You know, things you'll never know. So yeah, just smiling at somebody, you don't even know what that might do. You don't know. They could have been ready for all kinds of things. I've heard stories of that, where somebody that was it. This is gonna be my last day. Went and did my normal XYZ, was planning for it, did something, and then someone was nice to them. Someone noticed them, said something nice, or someone smiled, or what, and they were like, "Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe I don't want to leave."
Yeah, that's opposite of what I thought everything was about. You know, here's somebody that's doing that, and it changes that one person, and then that one person now is doing all other kinds of things. You don't know. So it may seem small, but it's bigger than you know. So if love is the heartbeat of your life, go out and do something about that.
Absolutely.
Go out and do something about that. All right. Anything else for anyone in the house?
Okay. Complete. Okay. Would you like to pray us out?
Would like to pray us out. Oh, you're better at that than me. Just breathe in that chime. Release into the space. Into the love. Into all there is. Into that energy. That divinity. The oneness that each of us are. That connection we feel when we're together, when we're apart. We are each love. We each have a heartbeat. the divine creates. We each move with the energy of love. And as we allow ourselves to know this, as we allow ourselves to breathe this in every breath, we affect everything from our little world, from our little space around us to the big world. It ripples out. It's powerful. It expands as it grows. It glows and moves where it's needed. Each one of us is this love. And as we allow ourselves to understand its power, to understand our callings, we move with it. We allow it to lead. We follow the urgings and the guidance from divine, knowing that love is all there is. And I'm grateful for knowing this. I am grateful for seeing it in the eyes of other humans as I pass them. All different shapes and sizes and backgrounds and situations. I can still see it. When I look at them, when I see their eyes, I see them. And I am called to remember that we are one, that we are love. And so I know that as we receive this message today, as we take what is ours to receive from our time here this morning, I know that we are each open to that calling, that we search ways that we can share that love from every heartbeat, knowing its ripple effect will never be known. Yet we do know. And so I let it go and trust and rest in the knowing that it's already been done in the mind of God. And together we say, and so it is.
Beautiful.
How can we support you?
Oh, thanks for asking.
Oh, wow. What a lovely question, darling. Well, there's so many ways that you can support this ministry. You know, just sending us your love. You know, being a part of this community. We are growing a beautiful community of like-minded individuals that all we want is to create a life we love and to help others create a life they love. And this is our calling. And so if you feel the same thing, if you feel like we've touched your heart this morning, that we've spoken to what's going on for you this morning, we ask that you become a part of this community in any way that you feel called to do. And very simply, you could like our feed that you're seeing right now. You could subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you could go to our Sofa Sundays Facebook group and become a member there. If you are called to share your treasure with us so that we can grow more abundantly financially, you could go to our beginwithinministries.com website, scroll down to the bottom where we have an opportunity for you to give a one donation or become a monthly partner with us, a spiritual church club partner, which is $45 a month or more, and for an individual, and then $75 a month or more for a couple or family. Listen, we're growing. We want to be your tribe. We want you to be a part of this tribe that we have, this this is our year, people. There's lots going on, lots of love and a lot going on, and we want you to be part of that.
Absolutely. Yep. And when you do become a Spiritual Church Club partner,
Mugshot.
you get a mug and a little charm and our gratitude, as well as some of the things that our partners receive, which our partners get the journal for the year, as well as our class is free. And currently I have a class going this whole year called Holy Shift, and the next one will be in March, but you receive a weekly email for just little shifts that you can make in your life that don't cause a whole lot for you to do, but can change a whole lot inside of you.
Yes, I love that. And this is our journal 4.0. So yeah, you can collect them all.
You can collect them all. Absolutely.
And then of course we always get our little affirmation cards. Yeah, we're just had such a vision for this ministry, and however you can be a part of it, that's very helpful. And if you could share or like our feeds, the Facebook algorithms, Instagram, YouTube, they think we've got something going on too. So
Yeah,
it helps
I like
us out. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for being here today. Go be some love out there. in the
That's
world.
right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.